Hi, I am a tutor in Uplatz, and today we are going to discuss about embedded hardware test engineer skills. Embedded hardware testing responsibilities include expertise in microcontroller, microprocessor-based circuit architecture and design, analog circuit testing, experience with control system design, using microcontrollers, op-amp circuits, filter design, driver circuits, work on board design experience for highly reliability, controller, electronics, power and circuit, switching circuitry, experience with troubleshooting complex electronics, hands-on experience on electronic component testing and PCB repairing, test, troubleshoot, and diagnose circuit for board failures, electronic circuit debugging, replace and or repair faulty components using solder techniques, including but not limited to through-hole surface mount, high temperature soldering, conduct testing and troubleshooting functions with the assistance of information in the form of written or verbal description diagrams. Embedded hardware testing responsibilities include conduct engineering change orders with minimal quality defects, ensure right tools, technologies, and platforms are chosen for testing, improve test execution by using right tools and technologies, develop test objectives, test cases, test input, test procedures, and test scripts for product testing from the requirements, ensure optimum test coverage, including test to pass and fail, perform peer review of test objectives, test cases, test inputs, and test procedures, and to establish guidelines and best practices in the group to ensure an effective testing process and well-tested products, track and capture metrics for test schedules, test quality, test configuration management, and test project management documents, maintain high degree of source control, manage bug tracking, change requests and improvement logs, wireless embedded system domains like NFC, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, smart cards in mobile handset, tablet environment, IoT, wireless communication protocols like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, IoT projects based on Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and other embedded platforms, and the ability to do quick prototypes. Baseline skills includes the following are the baseline skills every hardware test engineer is expected to have in order to experience success in this field. Communication skills, the ability to convey information to another effectively and efficiently. Troubleshooting or deep panoring is a form of problem solving often applied to repair failed products or processes on a machine or a system. Teamwork, collaboration, experience working in collaborative efforts with a team to achieve a common goal or to complete a task in the most effective and efficient way. Problem solving consists of using generic or ad hoc methods in an orderly manner for finding solutions to problems. Writing, experience expressing business messages effectively in written form. This may include planning, drafting, and revising as necessary. Specialized skills, these skills are specific to working in this career. Python is widely used high-level programming language for general-purpose programming created by Guido van Rossmann and first released in 1991. Hardware experience developing hardware that provides a user-friendly experience, allowing the user to interact with the software hardware in a natural way and intuitive way. Test equipment is a general term describing equipment used in many fields. C++, pronounced as C++ is a general purpose programming language. Oscilloscope and oscilloscope previously called the oscillograph and informally known as a scope. CRO for cathode oscilloscope or DSO for a modern digital storage oscilloscope is a type of electronics instrument that allows observation of constantly varying signal voltages, usually as a two-dimensional plot of one or more signals as a function of time. Distinguishing skills, and any hardware test engineer that possesses the following skills will stand out against the competition. Test-driven development is a software development process that relies on the repetition of a very short development cycle. Requirements are turned into very specific test cases, then the software is improved to pass the new tests only. Field programmable gate arrays, working experience of the field programmable gate arrays. A field programmable gate array is an integrated circuit designed to be configured by a customer or a designer after manufacturing. Board bring up, working experience of board bring up. Board bring up is a phrased process whereby an electronic system inclusive of assembly, hardware, firmware, and software elements is successively tested, validated, and debugged iteratively in order to achieve readiness for the manufacturer. PCI Express working experience of PCI Express, Peripheral Component Interconnect Express, officially abbreviated as PCIe or PCIe, is a high-speed serial computer expansion bus standard designed to replace the older PCI, PCIX, and AGB bus standards. Test stand working experience of test stand, which is ready to run test management software that is designed to help you develop automated test and validation systems faster. You can use test bed stand to develop, execute, and deploy test system software. Salary boosting skills. A professional who wishes to excel in his career path may consider developing the following highly valued skills: BHSIC, hardware description language; BHCL, BHSIC, hardware description is a hardware description language used in electronic design automation to describe digital and mixed signal systems such as field programmable gate arrays and integrated circuit. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor, CMOS. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor, abbreviated as CMOS, is a technology for constructing integrated circuits. Hardware design experience working in hardware architecture environment and using hardware design models to document how components fit into a system. Graphic processing unit, GPU. Working experience of graphic processing units. Graphic processing unit is a specialized electronic circuit design to rapidly manipulate and alter memory to alterate the creation of images in a frame buffer intended for output to a display device. GPUs are used in embedded systems, mobile phones, personal computers, workstations, and game consoles. Futures of embedded hardware testing. Embedded hardware testing provides a comprehensive evaluation of all facets of an embedded system, ranging from the high-level architecture review and firmware analysis to in-depth hardware testing. These simulate a motivated attacker with a physical access to the system and the required equipment to conduct low-level hardware attacks. Identify security vulnerability in custom and off-the-shelf hardware devices, measure against industry standards, CIS, NIST, FIPS, etc., where applicable, performed by security cleared check and trust certified consultants. Fixed cost and capped T&M pricing options are available. Simple, clear reporting for clients and accreditors. Testing can be customized to your specific assurance needs. Benefits of embedded hardware testing: understand the security posture of whatever you supply to the customer, evaluate the security hardware of appliances your business rely on, provide a measure of susceptibility to highly technical hacking attacks, excellent quality service provided by a respected top-tier security provider, a dedicated account manager throughout the whole engagement. Testing service spectrum. The testing service spectrum covers entire value chain, including system-level testing, application testing, middleware testing, BSP and driver testing, embedded hardware design testing, model-based testing for embedded system. As a model-based testing is entering the mainstream, such as a comprehensive and intelligible book is a must-read for anyone looking for more information about improved testing methods for embedded system, illustrated with numerous aspects of these techniques. From many contributors, it gives a clear picture of what the state of the art is today. Clarifies the theory and practice associated with test specification and validation of complex software-intensive embedded system. Includes detailed examples from industry to illustrate real-world solutions. Provide a global view of the current practices in model-based testing, helping engineers choose the most appropriate solution. Different types of embedded testing. Device characteristics represents a device data model when presented by various data types which are saved to and fetched from the cloud for the validation of their integrity. Devices support different data types. The tests validate the data as well as ensuring that all the types are saved properly and retrieved from the cloud. Device interaction model uses protocol like UART or universal asynchronous receiver transfer, which support the reliable data exchange between the microcontroller and module, and needs testing to their specifications. The test verifies that data is transmitted in sequence and properly acknowledged. Output drive tests are normally at the edge and responsible for other high-power entities achieved via a general purpose input-output interface. Firmware upgrade or downgrade is needed as customer might be using different releases of the firmware, so all upgrade downgrade paths should be tested. This is normally done over the air, such as between device and cloud, against a predefined compatibility matrix to ensure that all firmware releases that are covered can be updated. Central processing unit and memory usage relates to the real-time operating system and operating system test to monitor the CPU and memory consumption during the different modes of operation. Power modes testing is always carried out on the edge where different types of power modes are available. Connectivity testing focuses on validating the wireless configuration for protocols like Bluetooth, BLE, ZigBee, 3G, 4G, and LoRa, among others. For a Wi-Fi system, the test validates wireless configuration and its ability to switch between access point and station mode and its connection to various WLANs with different security settings. These standards change rapidly, so it is important to validate them. Hardware test engineering skills include test scripts 13.9%, Python 10.2%, test equipment 7.5%, C++ 9.9%, troubleshoot 4.3%, other skills 59.2%. Hardware test engineer skill matters include high demand skills of 15, test scripts, Python, test equipment, C++, troubleshoot, RF, data analysis, test result, test procedure setup, engineering design, test reports, analog and Linux. Average 14. LabVIEW, PCB, design verification, lab equipment, firmware, test system failure analysis, Windows hardware, system level, SAN, test engineer, Bluetooth hardware. Low-level skills, demand skills of 19, test software, Wi-Fi, Ethernet servers, technical support, QA, FPGA, USB, SPI, EMC, component level, ADE, AC, I2C, CPL, UNIX, ISO, PC, and circuit board. Test scripts is a demand skill for the embedded hardware test engineer. Execute detailed test scripts, including unit tests, user scenarios, new generation, integration, regression, testing. Prepare test plans, manuals, procedure documentation, and test scripts for hardware and software program prototypes. Execute comprehensive test plan, test scripts, and procedural document, video control, and monitoring software. Execute test scripts and record test results of automated testing of Windows 7 networking components. Execute test scripts involving diagnostic and operating system based tests on Cisco iOS operating system. Execute test scripts for localized desktop software, focusing on functionality and localization issues. Python is a high demand skill for embedded test engineers. Hardware test engineers develop complex automation scripts using Python and shell programming language within Cloud River, Wind River framework, root cause analysis, data processing, and archival using Python C#. Create test modules in Python, internal processes for the step-by-step testing, system testing, write scripts in Python to access internal RPC, assist developer debugging Python code, convert several mission-critical Visual Basic service application to Python. Test equipment is a high demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Design all lab from infrastructure to individual test equipment installation, direct commissioning and qualification of vendor supplied test equipment, define requirements and procurement specification for automated test equipment, manage calibration of test equipment maintenance and calibration, integrate various test equipment logical network traffic generation into validation tests, provide 5E lab support and test all Motorola 68000 series and PowerPC processor test equipment, schedule and configure captive lab switching equipment, software, hardware, and test equipment, identify and acquire required test equipment, fixtures, and GPS and automated associated computers. Program LabVIEW to automate tests and test equipment, design circuit cards and automatic test equipment, analyze differences in embedded C code calibration routines used in manual and automatic tests to eliminate values and system incompatibility, design and build custom test equipment to measure electrical and mechanical performance of the HelioSat, design interconnection cables for test equipment and test units, perform qualification testing by collecting voltage, current, signal waveforms, data, utilizing various test equipment and recording data. C++ is an high demand for embedded hardware test engineer. Complete A535 and A567 mixer signal training on C++, which assisted on the test platform conversion. Apply C++ and JavaScript to develop custom test programs for testing modules. Design C++ code for unit system and integration test of software system. Develop a C++ program to control a DS3900 through serial port communication. Develop test programs using C and C++. Develop, write, and test C++ and assembler test diagnostic and applications for Ethernet bridges and routers. Develop new installation processes in Visual Basic, C, C++, VB.NET, SQL2000, Windows, PE, and DOS. Troubleshoot is an high demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Test routers, switches, wireless cards, and troubleshoot down to component level. Rework motherboard per ECO via schematic and troubleshoot good defect boards down to component level. Work with a developer and QA to troubleshoot and resolve product relevant issues, design test fixtures to troubleshoot common failing parts in production station, test and troubleshoot to component level setup, test stands, engage with cross-functional team to troubleshoot and debug program problems. RF is a high demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer, test high-end routers and switches for RF emissions and immunity to transient phenomena in electromagnetic environments, perform debugging and DVT, design verification testing of analog RF prototype satellite model hardware to the component level, develop design required to meet PIM and power handling requirements for purity of RF signals measurement in 3GPP standards, create appropriate filter VCO and RF component specification depending on new customer requirements, work on teams providing support on modulators, digital watches, and any other RF technology, hire and manage a group of test engineers, RF technicians, and assembler, use domain knowledge of cell and RF to evaluate cell modem configurations. Apply RF engineering testing principles from a system level approach, use screen room and spectrum analysis for RF testing, use network analysis to qualify RF filter, test engineer on spacecraft ground station RF base, telemetry generation and reception unit, debug automate test hardware for RF devices as a part of preparation for a new product introduction, test RF wraparound, splitter pulses and database integrity, apply RF engineering testing principles from a system level approach, conducted system level test application on CDMA cellular, promoted from a senior RF engineering technician, GPS, RFIC lab, design automated test systems for ANSSQ77 Sonobuoy RF transmitters, ANSSQ77 Sonobuoy audio hydrophones, ANERC 187 transceiver power supplies. Data analysis is item and skill for embedded our test engineer, perform data analysis on the test results to determine pass-fail status of the requirement, consult with engineers in performing data analysis, fix and expand functionality of VPA-based data analysis in Excel, perform VSS data analysis during environmental test system testing, perform root cause analysis and warranty data analysis, expand MATLAB and Excel templates, reducing time to performing data analysis and improve data quality. Test results is an high-demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer, review test results and implement corrective action procedures to provide adequate test coverage, work with outside test labs to perform environmental tests on products and update test results for product releases, develop, execute and communicate hardware test results for guidance and machine control systems for agricultural vehicles, review and validate test methodologies, software execution and test results for various L&B manufacturers, evaluate test results to verify whether the transceiver is compliant with the industry specifications and standards, prepare detailed test results reports for internal release in Oracle's Agile database as needed. Review all engineering specifications to ensure that all test results meet the product requirements. Run test applications, record the data, then report test results to validation team, generate technical reports with supporting test results, data of performance failures for OEM troubleshooting, perform DVT evaluated test results and provide detailed reports of the results, perform automated and manual testing, consolidate test results, create defect reports, document and compile test results for cable modem products. Test results are captured and managed using NA's DIA DEM software. Test procedures is a demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer, process or documentation required for the hardware test, including generation and updating of functional test procedures and test diagnostics, develop test procedures, perform test validation and qualification for server system and add-on peripherals, review, update, and validate component level test procedures, create test procedures using an LED tester card port number 08060010 PC, MCIA port number DAD 429 PC, MCIA RT6D4 and Excalibur Mystic version 4.3. Perform QA tests on all manufacturing test software releases, document results and update manufacturing test procedures, develop programs and write test procedures for testing prime flight cables using DAT MCO wiring analyzer. Implement and apply EMC, EST, and EFP compliance test procedures in Microsoft Keyboard Design. Follow defined test process and test procedures for high quality test yield measurements. Lead design reviews, create test procedures, and conduct tests with international customers. Create test plans and test procedures using FrameMaker and or Microsoft Word, create test procedures and build features to test semiconductor hybrid devices, provide research to engineering with possible QA procedure, develop test procedure, equipment design and assembly instruction, automate the test procedure using TCL and scripting, generate, modify acceptance test procedures, assembly instruction for VME, PCA, and PMC memory module, VOM checks, Gerber fields, and schematic verification, create functional test procedures to verify unit modified to accommodate test point wiring attached to Tetronics logic and like TLA. I do not define and develop custom test procedures for CMOS assets. Setups is an item and skill for the embedded hardware test engineer, support the LTE team in device equipment, parts, components, consultant, lab setup, and budget test setup, UAT, functionality, compatibility, UA packs, multimedia devices, and firmware updates, execute test plan, coordinate, rework, system setup, and carry out test plans while documenting the result, design network topology, setup, and configure routing protocol like BGP for static and OSPF, support customer new product introduction, NPI, builds, creating functional test setup and procedures, handle any issue that present during testing or setup of the systems under test, perform the setup and installation necessary to prepare the systems for testing, prepare test plan setup, perform and analyze data results. Share the scripts to other team members to help cutting testing, setting time and prototypes, performance tests on networking adapter, setup rate, servers touching, networking adapter and switches, select accomplished setup test pictures of the customer test site. Engineering design is a high demand skill for embedded hardware. Test engineer work with engineering design verification team to develop performance programs, verification programs, and lead quality improvement efforts. W engineering designs and documentation for continuous and CAD. Test reports is an idea and skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Attend weekly meeting with program test leads to provide status on the test reports, analyze test reports, and track issues in the integrated HIL system. The test devices submit bug tickets, archive test reports, test report generation for improvement of test record documentation, validate and provide feedback to vendors, test report, generate test reports and weekly status reports, review and validate ODM test reports, develop test reports used to reproduce phasor and logic signals using optional transient simulation testing methodology, generate proof of compliance test reports for final declaration performance through DID listed or management guidelines, perform all testing and generate all test report. Analog is an high demand skill for an embedded hardware system test engineer. Work under the Navy Department, which develops and manufactures the radar distribution analog and digital system, design and develop prototype board level analog and digital electronic communication circuit and system, develop suits for non-destructive analog and digital button, thumbstick performance test, develop digital analog circuits for data acquisition, improve, deploy, and maintain automated Ethernet transceivers, test suite that control analog scopes and measurement equipment to perform compliance testing, act as a sub-lead for various areas of your project to test analog video, analog digital audio, and HDMI, debug all sorts of analog digital and signal test pictures, perform power validation of digital analog and thermal validation, and perform report work in a linear impression analog flow. Linux is an high-demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Setup Redux Enterprise Linux, SUSE Linux Enterprise, and Windows environment for testing, programmed and navigated system software running on embedded Linux and controlled by a UNIX environment, design verification and DC voltages, I2C communication, Linux scripting, embedded software, completed 1 week of offsite Linux training course conducted by HOTT and appliance certificate, network performance testing on Mac OS X, Linux, Red Hat, Fedora, Ubuntu, Windows XP, Vista, and Windows 7 machines, write functional test plan for fiber channel, high-speed adapters, run verification tests in AIX and Linux, OS and document results, install and configure Windows Server, Red Hat Enterprise Linux and SUSE Linux Enterprise Server operating system. Run and execute FET test cases for the power executive team and the Linux boxes, test against Windows 7, Vista XP and SUSE Linux, support Windows 2003 and 2008 server OS and some Linux, install and configure hardware, software and Linux servers, configure AIX and Linux, partition adopt existing C-based diagnostic programs to new adapter, use Symantec ghost images for Windows and Linux to create and edit images. Use Terra term, Linux, and HTML to control gateway products. LabVIEW is an average demand scale for embedded hardware test engineer, define future requirements of LabVIEW, co-develop in collaboration with outside vendors, test complete LabVIEW application for LabVIEW, learn LabVIEW programming to a level, pass certified LabVIEW, associate developer test without formal classwork, use LabVIEW to implement the software that can also leak test station, resolve technical issues, and AT LabVIEW verification, develop, maintain, and upgrade test software and software tools with test stand and LabVIEW for new Kyocera mobile phone testing, create, test, and debug existing LabVIEW graphical programs. Design VBA automation test embedded with LabVIEW, design LabVIEW automation test plan with LaCroix, 1 GHz oscilloscope, Proficiency generators, spectrum analyzer with DPIB, RS-232, use LabVIEW as a software interface to equipment and ARCA to modify schematics. PCB is the average demand for embedded hardware test engineer. PCB is refers to the hardware part of all of the devices, electrical characteristics. Here is how PCB is used in hardware test engineer jobs. Recruit to manage the AT PCB and mechanical designs for probe blocking and final test hardware. Perform PCB hardware validation of new model designs for credit card point of sale terminals. Assist in troubleshooting and debug of PCB stability measure, insertion loss and mismatch. Conduct electrostatic discharge and calibration and automatic PCB layout, designing with ARCA capture, generate PCB designs using Expedition, CAD, CAM 350 and AutoCAD, modify production design files for PCB, schematic, card bill of materials, develop, implement, and manage process for ADB, PCB hardware, create a budget for the PCB test coverage improvement project, test switches design using schematic capture PCB layout tools. Redesign production text switcher PCB circuit using ARCAD, get schematics of PCB layout, develop boundary scan test, deploy at contract manufacturer for all PCB assemblies using Corellis and Scan Express and data technologies provision software. Test hardware, test engineer design, AT test interface printer circuit board for all manufacturing divisions, design, maintain, and fabricate production test switcher and battery charging systems using LTM PCB design, identify and qualify PCB fabrication supplier for new 0.4 mm pitch PCB, use LTM PCs for schematic capture to run simulation, timing analysis, system and PCB layout, display strong analytical skills and expertise in performing component level debugging and requires for multi-layer PCB. Design verification is the average demand skill for embedded test engineer. Design verification can be defined as the examination and evaluation that leads to confirmation that the objectives have been met and specific requirements of a particular design have been fulfilled. It is a process through which you can test your design output to see if they match your design input. Here is how design verification is used in a test engineer job. Perform various test features, system design verification testing, data test report, design verification testing, video streaming devices with wireless and Ethernet networks capability, test methods for focus on reliability and design verification, create test plans and perform design verification testing, DVTs for a new phone features and document results, write design verification test plans qualifying current development product, GR63 core mechanical and non-mechanical ISTA packaging, perform DVT design verification testing on functional test and performance test on RFID products, establish lab test environments and develop design verification test plans and procedures, perform environmental DVT design verification testing using Expedient SmartBits AX4000 test center traffic generation equipment, perform design verification for FPGAs involving the use of system log and PERL. Lab equipment is average demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Here is how lab equipment is used in hardware test engineer jobs. Hands-on training on lab equipment as well as logic and digital power meter. Firmware is an average demand for embedded hardware test engineer. Firmware is a software tangible electronic component which contains necessary instructions for hardware to work with the operating system. Firmware is embedded software instructions that are used to tell an electronic device on how to operate. Here is how firmware is used in hardware test engineer job. Analyze hardware and firmware requirements to determine feasibility within the time and cost constraint. Test software, firmware and hardware for wearable 3D sensors for BMX riders, snowboard, and baseball, provide assistance to other teams by installing software builds, updating firmware and installing drivers for other physical hardware components, sustain prototype boards with firmware, hardware, upgrade on our corruption system level, debug component level for S function team, discover defects during the test execution, including driver, firmware, and hardware usability and functionality issues, test and validate system thermal hardware functionality, OS, software application, BIOS, and firmware. Direct prototypes, program firmware, run diagnostics and iOS on board before allocate. Project cycles follow SDLC focus on the embedded system controller and its firmware, upgrade hardware, firmware, upgrade and debug bad hardware down to component level, test and upgrade firmware and adapters, performance testing, and then testing, help debug hardware and firmware and clearly identify firmware bugs, perform analysis, testing, validation on new old drivers and firmwares, perform SAN hardware and firmware installation, configuration, and troubleshooting, evaluate microcode and firmware changes as they became available, work on HP projects phase 2 blade BL20P and phase 3 MSCA 1000 firmware testing, support firmware engineering by developing utility programs with graphical interfaces, develop firmware features according to published requirements, track units, and attest UVT to identify defects, troubleshoot possible hardware and firmware issues, and report issues found by writing strong failure reports, validate firmware in real time, where packet sent formatted transmitted OTA in IMU's content, install UEFI and device firmware using various methods including DD Pro and Upgrade Express. Test systems average demand scale for embedded hardware. Test engineer design and build automated manufacturing test systems for ventilator and ventilator sub-assemblies, perform installation, operation, and performance qualification on automated test system, design a phone interface test system to test the cell phone interface devices with minimal test time and higher accuracy, develop test systems, specification, features, programs, and documentation for testing and proving new product designs, assemble, debug, and validate robotic test systems for handheld personal computing devices, specify equipment needed for ordered equipment needed for a test system upgrade, set up and operate test systems through 2 different upgrade cycles, test system software development, lab Windows and CVA integration and debug, perform FMEA analysis of test system, design a test system interface for a security alarm mixed model support board, generate documentation using CAD and SolidWorks, and support office support production with test system design, redesign, and improvement. Failure analysis is the average demand scale for embedded hardware test engineer. Failure analysis is a step-by-step process of determining the reason for a particular machine or equipment failure by a way of checking, identification, and examination. It means conducting a test within the system and perform a maintenance check that leads you to a conclusion. A failure analysis takes place to prevent further damage. Here is how failure analysis is used in hardware test engineering job. Perform failure analysis and generate failure analysis report on field and reliability failures. Provide detailed failure analysis approach to customers upon request, perform a diagnostic and failure analysis, including troubleshooting and failure analysis on return units for any reliability and quality issues down to the component level, issue sustaining actions for overseas low yield production, and submit jobs to failure analysis lab, sustain support for subcontracts and submit package level parts to the failure analysis lab, support the team in debug, troubleshooting, and failure analysis investigation. Windows is average demand for test engineer. Windows is a chain operating system that controls computer and is developed by Microsoft. Every version of Windows consists of GUI with a desk that allows the user to open their files. Here is how Windows is used in hardware test engineer job. Develop and maintain desktop test orchestration application written in C# Windows forms, install and maintain Windows operating system on laptops and computers, install and configure Windows 2003 and 2008 servers, install Windows Server 2008, 2003, install SUSE and Red Hat, test QLogic Fiber Channel family SPAs on Microsoft Windows 32/64-bit 2003 and Windows 2003 cluster, install RSGL 456, SLES 10/11, Windows 2K3, Windows 2K8 server, VMware, ESX, VMware, ESXi 4.1.5.5, work on multiple OS like UEFI, Windows Server, Ubuntu, Fedora, Acto, SUSE, and Red Hat. Hardware is an average demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer, conduct technology trend and impact on test hardware and create hardware development justification, resulting in implementing timely solutions, perform hardware and software quality assurance testing, all the while paying great attention to detail and provide extensive documentation, design and develop automated test systems, hardware and software for electrical testing of insulated circuit board, plan, coordinate, and schedule major software, hardware, functional acceptance tests with vendors and various military services, develop and perform hardware test protocols as part of product verification and validation team, design, document and plan and execute hardware verification testing for virus transducers, interact with the different engineers and manufacturers for specifications and limitations of hardware components, design and implement hardware and software testing or computer manufacturing assembly line, coordinate with the hardware engineers to measure signal integrity, identify design problems, other system dependent specification documents for test system hardware and software, redesign and repackage fully automated pneumatic test system hardware, automate tests through hardware and software infrastructure development, increasing efficiency, perform durability tests for various vehicle interior and exterior body hardware components, experience in hardware test development and or hardware test quality assurance engineering, develop, design hardware test platforms, perform measurement analysis, aid engineers in development, different hardware and software development applications, generate diagnostic programs to test complicated test hardware, evaluate professional media production hardware component level, work cooperatively with software and hardware developers, set up a test bed and traffic generator configuration, IVP for PLS to send traffic for hardware software functional verification. System level is an average demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Here is a system level is used in hardware test engineer job. Track the departmental database system level debugging, perform bench and system level repair and bring up on engineering prototypes, program CPLDs and FPGAs to demonstrate system level functionality. Conduct system level test on CDMA cellular phones products, design and code under subunit and system level validation tests using TCL, C++, and Perl, and develop test plans and test cases for system level interoperability testing of the Xbox 360 gaming system. SAN is an average demand for embedded hardware test engineer. SAN abbreviation for storage area network is a computer network that provides storage access. Areas of SAN is used in hardware test engineer job. Manage all storage area network configuration and zoning changes for the team, including NXYS upgrades. They recruit students at Santa Clara, San Jose, as opposed to UC Berkeley and Austin, Texas. University. Install operating systems to SAN storage using FCOE, and hardware software ISCSI protocols. And set up devices for testing through fiber fabric to storage network SAN devices. Manage logistics for move of 60 plus racks SAN lab. Set up a multi-path boot from SAN configuration and verify that an operating system can be successfully boot from the FCOE SAN. Test engineer is an average demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Here is our test engineer is used in hardware test engineer jobs. Test and produce protection diagnostic instruments with compact, rugged, field portable devices replaced by test engineers using protective relays for transmission. Collaborate with manufacturing test engineers on transition in product to volume production. Work closely with manufacturer test engineers to improve the test methodology. Train contract manufacturing test engineers and test operators to properly use, inspect, and maintain automated test set. Train test engineers from offshore locations to support transfer test programs. Support test engineers in China to solve functional and manufacturing issues. Bluetooth is the average demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Here is how it is used. Apply Bluetooth testing and application on cellular products. Test various customer Bluetooth accessories and wireless device, vehicle devices to verify and test functionalities on Motorola products. Conduct GPS testing in and QI chamber and Bluetooth BLE range testing. Develop prototype solution for a phone integrated Bluetooth circuit. Focus on Bluetooth integration and performance verification. Support product testing on Wi-Fi and our Bluetooth portable speakers for home entertainment wireless products. Hardware is an average demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Develop and maintain verification tests for MPA and return hardware components, define the document all aspects of security, hardware architecture and micro architecture specifications, and the internal hardware functional blocks, description and interfaces. Team leader responsible for hardware design, hardware software integration, and implementation of device into a PU system. Work with vendors, manufacturing, diagnostic firmware, software, ASIC and hardware, etc. Provide hardware board specification for the test developer for manufacturing test development and guided the test procedure and sequence development, manage subcontractors and the third-party vendors to ensure on-time deliveries of aircraft prototype hardware. Test software is a low-demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Tasks with updating the manufacturing test computers to Win7 and verifying all the test software functions are correctly. Develop and integrate test software in a secure depart facility for the Department of Defense. Modify and rewrite test software to be more reliable and reduce product test time. Design code and integrate embedded test software for the flight management system. Design and develop and maintain functional test software for OEM board level products. Develop boundary scan test software to test digital assemblies. Wi-Fi is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. And in this skill, Wi-Fi is used for hardware testing like accomplish Wi-Fi and similar distance testing. Ethernet is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Verify the performance of network storage over Ethernet, fiber channel and fiber channel over Ethernet connections. Implement and test network timing across different Cisco platforms, synchronous Ethernet. Support 16 GB Ethernet SerDes tuning. Experience with IPA Ethernet, USB and PCI-Bus. Perform designer test verification for integrated 10/100 Ethernet, USB 2.0, Belco telephone standard compliance. Configure test systems and support equipment, Ethernet traffic via wired and wireless link. Servers is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Review and roll out changes to Apple-owned confidential protection servers critical to all product manufacturing and assembly line. Diagnose and repair System X, e-servers, blade servers, think centers and ThinkPads, etc. Project manage and implement IBM's test teams, must remote installation servers with functionality across multiple test domains, provide engineering support to NCR gateways, OEM or high-end servers and desktop PC products, install and manage and maintain servers and workstation both remotely and outside, repair servers not functioning, build cables and other equipment, maintain and develop testing processes on download servers, update code and tested servers for proper functioning, design and implement test servers for software apps. Position summary emphasizes on performing compatibility tests on high-end Emulex CNA adapter in IBM Blade servers, project management system, design test and qualification of IBM and Lenovo Excite servers, update firmware on all components including servers, adapters, switches, and storages, test networking capabilities of servers with TCP/IP, VLAN, FCOE, and FC. Technical support is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Technical support or tech support are the services provided by any hardware or software company to users. They help in solving the technical difficulties the customer face with their products or services. Moreover, the tech support employees maintain, manage, and repair the ID faults. They are also responsible for solving the network problem, installing and configuring hardware and software. Here is how technical support is used in hardware test engineer job. Provide technical support, software, hardware installation, and troubleshooting on systems and computer components. Serve as senior relation within system users and technical support group. Document and release test packages to CM contract manufacturing. Provide technical support to operation group and customers. Fix and troubleshoot and any problem related to product testing and procedures, and provide technical support to overseas customers. Provide technical support to test department, personnel including diagnosing and resolving problems with production testing systems. Provide technical support and training to manufacturing to enhance productivity and quality of its graphics stock. Quality assurance is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. QA or quality assurance is a procedure that entails all of the steps taken to avoid any errors in the manufacturing process or in the production of the goods that a company produces. It can also include ensuring the consistency of the services rendered. Quality assurance ensures that the quality of the service delivered to customers meet or exceed the promised expectation. This is greatly aids in the prevention of any complication that might arise after the goods or services has been distributed. Make sure that customers are satisfied. Here is how QA is used in order test engineering jobs. Participant in QA improvement projects work closely with R&D and QA teams to test the components of development products, perform QA testing on audio products to meet manufacturing and R&D needs, report directly to the head of QA and manage both junior employees, provide budgets and acquisitions for material needed to maintain QA precision, perform QA testing for revision and new releases and such, and enter failure logs in QA bugs failure tracking by database, train and production QA for new product rollout, project leadership for various stage QA projects, coordinate QA test plans and processes. FPGA is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. FPGA stands for programmable data. In general terms, an FPGA is a hardware circuit that a user can program to carry out one or more logical operations. They are programmable silicon chips surrounded by input-output blocks that come together through programmable interconnected resources to become a digital circuit or system. It is compatible with both simple and complex functions that together act as a comprehensive multi-core processor. FPGAs are used in a wide spectrum of areas, from equipment for imaging and video to circuitry for auto, computer, aerospace, military application, and electronics for specialized processing. Areas how FPGA is used in hardware test engineering jobs. Perform both bring up such as programming, EEPROM, FPGA database, and installing BIOS, develop digital test library models for the FPGA, flash, DSP, and A to D converter testing, create shell scripts to do batch testing and debug FPGA design, lead FPGA IP platform architecture definition for 3 next generation product, specify, implement, simulate, and verify material design using material FPGA advantage, implement control loops, FFT, and data acquisition logging in FPGA and real-time applications. USB is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Develop and execute test plans in USB protocol functional compatibility testing and reliability, test USB device functionality and compatibility, perform electrical characterization testing for SATA, USB, and DDR3 devices. Validate the functional requirements of Thunderbolt device and USB 3.0. Test digital I/O, I2C, SPI, UART, USB, and power regulators. Test the SATA device and USB for its interoperability. SPA is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Here is how SPA is used in hardware test engineer's job. Verify SPA interface between multimedia processor and digital video broadcasting handheld solution. Develop reusable verification components for SPA protocol using UVM verification methodology. Design CPLD in a routing engine for SPA interface with framer, DPL, and LED. Work with communication modules such as CAN SPA. Perform SPA controller course simulation and test. Review random number generator, perform testing, and approve various SPA chips, jurisdictional regulatory chips as requested by manufacturer. EMC is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Here is how EMC is used in hardware test engineer job. Improve test process by automating best EMC such generated using Visual Basic, reducing manpower and increasing efficiency and accuracy. Support the EMC certification of market with FCC and UL regulation 5. Conduct EMA and EMC signal integrity tests. Design and create custom EMC vehicle output, load input, and sensor boxes, custom wire harness, and custom EMC test plans. Prepare test plans and report pertinent to EMC, HIRF, and lightning protection engineering, evaluation, and testing. Assist in boards and system level design, debug, testing, and qualification, including system level EMC and safety compliance. Component level low demand of skill required for embedded hardware test engineer. A component level is the essential stage of any unit application. It is usually done after an architectural planning phase or before the architectural design is about to complete, wherein the development and other needed design for the project takes place. It contains algorithms, structures, projects, characteristics, and mechanisms that need for system development. Here is how component level is used in hardware test engineering jobs. train company technicians and production house personnel in testing and repair of units down to component level. Test and troubleshoot prototype board assemblies from a system and a component level. Conduct failure analysis down to component level. Troubleshoot to component level, low end and high end router and bridges. Perform engineering analysis and troubleshoot space plate hardware failures and systems and circuit component levels. Start as an electronic system technician debugging electronic network assemblies to the component level and progress through increasing technicians grade. ATE is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. ESO ATE is used in hardware test engineering jobs, automate test equipment, create test plans to make sure the product being tested would meet all standards and specifications required, define test specification and generate test plans on RFID products in accordance to MIL STD 810E and MIL STD 810F specification, design and create test methodologies and procedures and changing requirements and specifications for new products, document software bugs and update the test records in a test tracking tool, CMVC, design, develop, debug and implement test programs for ATE test setup, create test plans and test cases for new features, test integration test, develop and create test plans, file bugs, create test cases and track test tasks in TFS, develop new ATE and HASS in modern .NET for future productivity. AC is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineering. AC is used in embedded hardware test engineering job. Develop a test protocol for a portable DC to AC adapter and evaluate several adapter against protocol. Design power distribution control system for several EA6P trainer, including three-phase AC as well as various power levels of DC. I2C is a low demand skill for embedded hardware engineer. Here is how I2C is used in hardware test engineering job. Interface with engineering to develop a custom power supply with I2C capabilities. Design and test I2C based interface code for connection to flash memory. Develop test scripts for interfacing serial communication I2C and use short. Execute experiment where I2C clock create various speeds. Develop the I2C communication interface enabling computer control in-field optical transceiver debug and configuration. Define a PH interface I2C module with MSP 430 as an ADC and digital leak sensor for aquariums. Perl is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineering. A practical extraction and report language, or simply Perl is a programming language used for a script intended for syntax. You can see this when a particular web programmer or a junior developer creates a script for servers. It is used to manipulate text and utilize tasks such as web development, programming, and system administration. Here is how the Perl is used for engineering job. Generate and synthesize report and automate simulation using Perl scripts. Develop Perl scripts to automate measurements. Design, test, implement a data mining Perl program. Process automate Perl scripts to run spice simulation on circuit model of connectors from NGB card to memory control app. Develop Perl scripts to automate a test program cleanup tasks. Develop Perl scripts to automate the process of converting the company designs for ROHS compliance. UNIX is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineering. UNIX is a computer operating system that was first created in 1916 and has been constantly updated since then. The operating system refers to the set of programs that enable a machine to function. It is a multi-user, multitasking device that works on computers, laptops, and servers. UNIX systems also have a graphical user interface similar to Microsoft Windows that makes it simple to use. Here is how UNIX is used in a hardware test engineering job. Service responsibility include installing diagnostic, hardware troubleshooting, and repair in coordination with system administration in a UNIX environment. Test multiprocessor UNIX-based system progressing through the manufacturing process. Create mission-oriented programs on UNIX tasks, OS 6.9 platforms for imaging and flying probe inspection missions. Set up infrared laser pointing system alignment. Test station with UNIX operating system. Prepare test databases and verify data integrity using MS Access Unix application. Run various Unix OS commands and low-level commands as well as new logs as required to troubleshoot system failures. ISO is a low demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. Here is how ISO is used in hardware test engineer jobs. Develop functional and system level test stations for high volume ISO 9000 and then manufacturing environment. Develop data tracking methodology consistent with ISO 9000 laser tracking framework. Develop and improve processes and methods for assembly that is cost effective and ISO currently. Ensure compliance with ISO 9000 regulatory and safety standards and in an ISO certified manufacturing facility. Implement and maintain ISO 12944 paint and quality improvements in United States and China. Perform gap analysis and procedures. Relevant ISO process for production engineering, test, inspection, and assembly charter. PC is a low demand skill for hardware test engineering. Here is how PC is used in hardware testing engineer jobs. Configure network devices such as routers and PCs for development and testing. Conduct TAS and TRP for several technologies. GSM, GPRS, EG, PRS, WCA, DMA, CDMA, PCS, CDMA, Silver, and LTE. Work on different bands like CDMA, PCS, AWS, and GPS. Work on standards like IS 980, 98E, IS 2000. Test various video games on multi-platform, Xbox, PS2, PC, and GameCube. Re-engineer existing PC products to conform to new FCC electromagnetic emission regulations. Design analog digital wire wrapped and PC boards for underwater sonar systems. Circuit boards is a low-level demand skill for embedded hardware test engineer. A circuit board refers to an electronic device used to offer mechanical support and connect components electrically using signal traces and conductive pathways. Here is how circuit board is used in hardware test engineering jobs. Perform electrical tests using oscilloscopes and logic analysis to pinpoint circuit failures and fixing 4 circuit boards. Diagnose and repair faulty circuit boards, resulting in fall down detection of design and manufacturing defects. Convert older circuit boards from through-hole and circuit technology. Design, verify, and release VXI-based circuit boards. Design text fixtures to test electrical circuit boards assembly. Work on R&D tasks concerning heat transfer equations, calibration routines, and microcontrolled circuit boards. And populate prototype circuit boards SMT down to 0402 size using microscope and reflow movement. Thank you.